Well, hello everybody, it's Mrs. Alexander, and today I am reviewing order of operations. If you're not too sure what order of operations is, that's okay, I've got your back. There's three ways to think of order of operations. We have Pemdas, which is right here. We have GEMS, and we have GEMDAS. And I'll explain each one so you understand. So here we go. We're going to start off with Pemdas. And Pemdas is the one I actually learned when I was in elementary school. So we're going to use green. When I learned it, we learned it about P means parentheses. Okay, E means exponents. So this is something to a power. Okay. And then we have multiplication. We have division. We have addition. And then we have subtraction. This is PEMDAS. In parentheses, it's just not parentheses, it's all the types of groupings, brackets, the Bob Hope noses. I don't remember what Bob Hope noses are called, but when you draw it, kind of reminds you of Bob Hope. That's how I was taught on how to remember it. So then I became a teacher, and I found out that we don't teach PEMDAS anymore. We actually teach GEMS. Now, GEMS is standing grouping. Okay? Which means parentheses, brackets, and the silly, oops, let me go back and try that again. Brackets, and then those silly, what I call Bob Hope noses. Then we have exponents, which is some number to some power, this part. And then we have multiplication or division, and then we have subtraction or addition. Now I'll explain how this all works after I explain this one over here. Now, I was just informed by my daughter, who's a tutor and is amazing, that college students still struggle with PEMDAS and GEMS. So now they've come up with GEMDAS. G, which means grouping. Okay. That means our bracket, our parentheses, and our Bob Hope noses is still in grouping. Exponent is still the same. The problem college students have is they remember the multiplication, they forget about the division because it's not in GEMS. They remember the subtraction, but then they forget about the addition. So now we have GEMDAS. So everybody remembers all the steps. Now I'm going to scroll down here, you guys. And this is how it works. We always start at the left and work our way right. It's just like reading a book, okay? So let's take a problem. Say I have 36 divided by 4 plus 5. So the first thing we know in our first step is we look for parentheses. That's up here, remember? Oh, sorry, you guys. Our first thing's parentheses or grouping, whatever you want to call it. So now I'm going to look here and I'm going to see, oh, look, there's grouping. I'm going to highlight my grouping. Now I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. Now I'm going to bring down my 36. I'm going to divide, but now I'm going to add. What is 4 plus 5, you guys? You're right. It's 9. And now I have my last section right here. 36 divided by 9. You're right. It is 4. This one I didn't have to highlight because it was the last one. Now say I had We can keep the same problem even. We'll do 36 divided by 4 plus 5 multiply 5 subtract 2. It's a lot of steps, but watch. We're going to start off, we're going to do our grouping because that's what we were taught, right? So we do 36. We're going to divide it by 9, multiply by 5, and subtract 2. Do you see how I just rewrote the problem, left everything the way it was? Now, we need to look at step 2. Now, remember, we work left to right. So I'm going to highlight the first problem I see. It's 36 divided by 9. Now, if this wasn't a division or multiplication, I'd stop and go to the next one. So now I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to go 4 times 5, subtract 2. So now I'm going to look at the next step. The next step is multiplication because I'm still not done. So then I do 20 minus 2. And my answer equals 18. Now let's get one that maybe be a little more out there, only because it's a lot longer. Now remember, I'm using this where I'm using Pemdas, GEMS, or GEMDAS, however you want to remember it. So let me think of a good one. Say I have 13 add 7 times 2 plus, let's do 17 minus 7 divided by 5 subtract 3. Okay, there's a lot of numbers and we got to make sure we remember what we learned. Now I'm just going to quick write over here PEMDAS. Now remember, I learned PEMDAS in school when I was younger, and so this one sticks with me better. But remember, you could always use GEMS or GEMDAS. Either way, whatever works for you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my first step. And remember, the first step is parentheses or groupings. So now I'm going to take my numbers and I'm going to just rewrite them. I have 13 plus 7 times 2 plus, what's 17 minus 7, you guys? You're right, 10 divided by 5 minus 3. Now I'm going to get green for my second color. I have no exponents. So this is where GEMS is interesting, because GEMS says multiplication and division in the same section. So PEMDAS and GEMDAS, you've got to put multiplication and division. Remember, we're working left to right. So I'm going to go here, 13 plus 7 times 2. Oh, look, 7 times 2 plus, 10 divided by 5 minus 3. So there's a couple ways you guys can do this. You could do it one at a time, or we're adding the two together, we could do it together. So I'm going to just do it together. We have 13 plus, what's 7 plus 7 times 12? 14 plus, what's 10 divided by 2? I'm sorry, 10 divided by 5 is 2 minus 3. Great job. And then all I do is add and subtract. It doesn't matter how I do it as long as it gets done. And subtraction is add and subtract. So I'm going to just do it like this. So 13 plus 14 is 27 plus 2 minus 3. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to do 2 minus 3. And then do 27 plus 2, which is 29, and then minus 3, which gives us 26. I hope this was understandable, and remember to smile, giggle, and wiggle. Talk to you later. Bye.